It smells, bro, it smells really fucking good. Like, it smells like fucking love.
What up? It's Walker. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Today, we're making a special recipe. It's a special recipe from my heart. These are my grandma's muffins. Let's get into it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Today, I'm sharing with you a recipe that has a very special place in my heart. These are my Grandma Roz's blueberry muffins. Really fond memories with these. It really just, it smells like love in here, right? And as we all know, food is love. So I would implore you to, you know, make some delicious food and share it with somebody you love. I brought in a special guest. This is one of my best friends I play basketball with. Everyone give it up for Matt Canagandrum. Woo! Yeah, Matt. What's going on?
That's yum. It has love in there.
It has love in there.
It does.
That's the most important ingredient, guys.
And your precious whole thing?
Yeah, you can have as many as you want. So, first things first, it's pretty straightforward recipe, right? So your standard dry ingredients. So we have flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, a little bit of salt. For our wet ingredients, we're gonna use a little bit of buttermilk, a little bit of vanilla. We're gonna melt some butter, 2 eggs. And then you want some cinnamon sugar just for topping. And the star of the show, about a cup of frozen blueberries. And again, pretty simple recipe. You wanna make sure that you have the proper equipment. This is gonna go a lot smoother. You need a smaller bowl for your wet ingredients, a larger bowl for your dry ingredients, a whisk. If you don't have it, use a fork. Spatula, anytime you bake, you want one of these. Make sure you scrape down the edges. Something to sift with. You don't really need a sifter. If you have just like a fine mesh screen, that'll be perfect. You want a muffin tin, okay? This recipe makes 12 muffins and some liners for it, right? Okay, so really all you wanna do, shake that up. Try and make sure to get it in the bowl, Walker. Fucking genius. Now we're gonna work on our wet ingredients. So first thing is crack a couple eggs in there. Try not to get any shells in there, but nobody's perfect. Beautiful. And if you do get any shells in there, the rest of the shell works really well to get it out. I like to whisk them here just to make sure everything gets evenly distributed. Then we're gonna get going with our buttermilk. Motherfucker. I'm gonna pretend like that didn't happen. Now that you have your eggs nice and whisked together, you're doing 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk. So 1, 2, 3. That'll whisk to combine. Next, you're going in with 3 ounces of melted butter and a teaspoon of vanilla. Grandma says a teaspoon. I kind of measure this with my heart. Now, all that's left to do, take the wet, mix it with the dry. The thing here, right? You don't want to over mix this because it's going to mess with the texture. So you're trying to mix this as little as possible. So I would not use the whisk when you actually go to combine this. I would use the spatula. So you go wet into dry. Baking is a lot more precise than cooking. In culinary school, they actually called it formulas because you're really supposed to weigh everything. Now here, you're just folding it together, right? So bring the bottom to the top. It's gonna be a little shaggy. That's okay. It's kind of what you're looking for. You just want to come through and hydrate this flour. That's another reason why you sift it, just to make sure everything is even and you don't have to over mix it. So from here, all we're really doing is adding in our blueberries. And again, we're just gonna gently fold that in. Try to mix this as little as possible. So you're lining your muffin tin. And then you're just scooping the filling, all right? So if you have a little ice cream scooper, that'll help. Just keep everything even.
And then here, you wanna slam it, make sure they're nice and towards the bottom. And then on top, we are dusting liberally with some cinnamon sugar. Only thing left to do, toss them in the oven. You want them in there about 20 minutes. You can check their doneness by using a toothpick. If it comes out dry, you're good to go. Oh, also, don't forget to preheat your oven. You need it at 400 degrees. Okay, so really the main reason I wanted to make this recipe and share it with you guys today is because it is my grandma's, it's basically her signature dish, right? So my grandma is one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to food. Some of my earliest memories are in the kitchen with her cutting green beans. I'm in the kitchen with her making the graham cracker crust for her cheesecake. And I hate to brag, but I think I was my grandma's favorite grandchild just because like I was never ever a picky eater. I always loved to eat, right? Like my brother and my sister, they like for the first 5 years of my sister's life, she wouldn't eat meat. My little brother used to be a fucking chicken nugget kid. He's come around. I'm actually really proud of the guy. But I always loved to eat, right? And my grandma was always, she loved to feed me. So she fed me everything, right? These were on the table for every meal we had over there. So whether it was Christmas or Thanksgiving, and she's throwing down like her famous wontons, her famous chow mein. She'd made this mushroom noodle dish she called a kumfugi. These were always a staple, right? And you know, just making these really reminds me of her, and this is kind of my shout to my grandma. So if you have your grandma in your life still, I want you to go tell her that you love her, and I want you to make her these muffins. If you've made it this far in this video, it would mean the world to me. It would mean the world to my grandma. If you gave us a like, you dropped a comment, you subscribe, you follow, you share it with your grandma, because I'm sure she would love to watch this. I'm sure she'd love to make them with you. So this video is a big shout out to my grandma. It's a big shout out to all the grandmas out there. Love you, Grandma Roz. Bye.